Hello, today I will start with 3 fascinating facts related to the topic, and at the end of the video I will expand on them. First one, in medieval Europe, people were drinking alcohol, mostly beer, more than they were drinking water. Second one, alcohol has impact on brain way before it impacts body. And third one, around the world there are cultures that genetically are lacking enzymes for processing alcohol. Now let's go to the serious stuff. Moderate drinking of alcohol is beneficial for our health. It reduces the risk of heart disease. One glass, sometimes referred even one bottle of red wine, can have a positive impact on our cardiovascular system. It is good for our heart and it is good for our veins. Alcohol helps you to fall asleep better. Alcohol helps you to relax and reduce stress. Wine, for example, contains resveratrol, and there is plenty of positive impacts on our body from its consumption. There is plenty more claims proving us how alcohol can be good for us. The only problem is that all these claims are bullshit. It is either misinterpreted, misleading, or just plainly made up. My name is Paolo, and in this video I'm not going to tell you to drink, and in this video I'm not going to tell you not to drink. I'm just going to give you facts that are filtered from these ancient, outdated truths that are way closer to wishful prayers than actual science. I will give you clear understanding what is happening in your body and to your body when you consume alcohol, what are the dosages that could be theoretically acceptable, and I will give you insight how to merge alcohol, fitness, and recovery. Firstly, we need to clarify that not all alcohols are the same. There is a big difference in sugar content, how they are processed, what kind of artificial sweeteners, preservatives, or any other stuff is added to the particular alcohol. I will mostly focus on the effect of alcohol itself. Just bear in mind that whiskey, tequila, wine, beer, or whatever you are having is containing a lot more other substances that are probably not really great for your health either, outside of the actual effect of alcohol. When we consume alcohol, and this applies to pretty much any dosage, body sees it as a threat. Alcohol is recognized as a poison. This is a fact and there is no debate. Also, alcohol contains calories. We have 4 calories per 1 gram of protein, 4 calories per 1 gram of carbs, 9 calories per 1 gram of fats, and 7 calories per 1 gram of alcohol. For body, it is absolute priority to process these calories first. Because it sees the alcohol as a poison, it will put immediately all the resources into eliminating and cleaning out this poison out of the system. Alcohol is processed fairly quickly. It absorbs through stomach and small intestine, gets to the bloodstream fairly fast, and 90% of the alcohol is processed in liver. It is broken down by enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, and it's first transferred into acetaldehyde. That is the poisonous part. That is what is giving us the hangover. It's highly toxic and it does a lot of damage before it's transferred into acetate and then eliminated from the body. How toxic this experience will be is determined by multiple factors. First, how much alcohol dehydrogenase we are actually having as an individuals. That can differ from person to person. Ladies usually only have 1/3 of, on average, what men have. It also depends on our personal tolerance and how used to, how trained are we in this activity. Big factor is also the dosage, obviously, but very important factor is frequency, because liver can eliminate only certain amount per hour or per time unit. So it really depends how much we have in what kind of time frame. So one thing is the total amount of alcohol and the other in what time frame we are consuming it. And hand in hand with this, it's also going what type, kind, and how much of food we actually had, because it's mostly absorbed in the stomach and small intestine. So the environment that is created there will matter and slow down absorption potentially if there is some meal, or if it's on empty stomach, it just goes way faster. And what is important, as all this processing is happening, nervous system is automatically slowed down, and all the fat burning processes and recovery processes are stopped. There is practically no protein synthesis, so recovery and repair of the muscles, because all the resources are allocated to eliminating this poison from the system. Well, with all this information, now what are the claims about positive impact of alcohol about? Moderate consumption is actually beneficial for cardiovascular health. Glass of wine, a liter of wine a day, 5 times a week is good for your cardiovascular health. All these were already debunked. Most of these studies that were claiming all these positive impacts, after later reviews, were completely shattered. They either had poor design, poor execution, or full-on bias from the beginning. For example, some cohort studies were proven to be imprecise because all the positive impacts of alcohol were later shown as an impact of socio-economic situation of those people. There was a mess up whether people who were claimed as non-drinkers in the study were or were not drinking previously, and basically it was just a big chaos, and they only showed and pulled out data that were proving how great alcohol might be. All these were just shown to skew the data in a certain direction, and there was a lot of bias with interpretation as well. But this is all getting too technical. Simply wrong data, wrong interpretation, wrong results. Towards the fact that it helps us to fall asleep better, deep and REM sleep are proven to be absolutely compromised and wrecked by drinking alcohol. So just because you pass out, it doesn't mean that you are getting great rest or recovery. And for that resveratrol, I need to mention this. Resveratrol was a compound from a red wine, proven to be absolutely amazing for human health. The only problem is that for you to get enough from the red wine, you would need to have around 300, that's starting, 300 up to 1000 optimally, glasses of a red wine every day. Even World Health Organization stance on alcohol is there is no amount that would be in any way actually beneficial for people. I mean, it might be good for, cleaning surfaces and stuff like that, but definitely not for consumption. If we go into daily life, straight on practical terms, what is actually happening to your body when you have that alcohol? If on Friday night you have 2 beers of 250 milliliters, so half a liter of a beer, or any other equivalent of that amount of alcohol, your workout you do on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be absolutely compromised in a way that anything you do is in no way going to contribute to your development. You are not going to get stronger, you're not going to improve your endurance. It might help you to feel better because that blood flow, and then you drink more water, the hydration are going to clean the system faster, but all that is going to be in no way helping you to improve just because of the body trying to deal with the alcohol as a poison and get it out of system first before anything else. Remember, the protein synthesis is stopped. Arguably, even the nervous system is compromised, so even skill work is going to be impacted. On that one, there is not that much of a data because it's just pretty hard to measure. And those free workouts, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those might be easily 20, 30, for some people even 50% of their overall training. And if your conclusion out of this is that then it's not worth training on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then we just have a very different optics looking at the whole situation. Well, what if by some accident you actually end up drinking. There is 100% proven way how to deal with hangover, and that's not drinking. The rest is definitely not 100%, but the overall framework that can work would be keep yourself hydrated, try to have as much electrolytes as possible, and however shitty that feels, actually try to move and do some workout, run, whatever it is, just some movement, so you get the blood flow going, so you help the body to get rid of that intoxication. Look, I'm not delusional, and I don't think that after watching this video everybody will stop drinking. However, as with everything, awareness is the key. And the second key is accountability. You might at least consider the effects. And by the way, I only covered those acute ones, not the long-term damage, cellular breakdown, impact on liver, DNA mutations, and potential cancer risk. All this is serious stuff that is linked to long-term consumption of alcohol. Of course, there is a social aspect of it, and I recently had this conversation with a couple of my clients. Just think about it for a second. If you are socially ostracized from the group just because you are not participating on drinking, is this really a group you want to be part of? And for everybody saying it's 80-20, it's balance in life. 80% of the time they're doing great, they're training, they're keeping the track of the nutrition, they're on point, and 20% of the time they just let go. Whatever you call your balance, have your fun, but you can't pretend that alcohol is okay or saying that it's helping and it has a benefits. If it would have benefits, you wouldn't put it into that 20% bracket at the first place. Do whatever you want, drink as much as you like, but claiming that alcohol is alright and it's not hurting you, that's just delusional. And if you need alcohol to relax or to decompress, well, then alcohol is probably not the problem. The problem is whatever is making you to be in the state where you think that alcohol is the only way how you can relax and decompress. Thank you for watching. My name is Paolo. Send this video to 2 people. First one, somebody who you will not have a drink anytime soon. And second, somebody who you heard many times to say how good and great alcohol might be for them. Let's just spread this awareness a little bit. And towards the facts from the beginning, in medieval Europe, beer was consumed a lot more than water on a regular basis, in certain times more, in certain times less. The fermentation as a process of making beer was eliminating a lot of pathogens, so for the safety it was way better to drink beer than water that might have been contaminated. Even kids were drinking beer on daily basis, even though it was very mild version, very soft version with a very little alcohol. Second one, alcohol really impacts our brain way before it attacks our motoric skills. The first impact of the alcohol is in our prefrontal cortex. It inhibits it, which means that we are losing judgment and control way before we lose the motor skills or coordination. So even somebody might not seem drunk by how they are moving, they might be brain compromised already. And the third one, there are cultures that have no alcohol dehydrogenase genetically given, or definitely not in high amounts, and it's way easier, way faster, and actually even way more dangerous for them to get drunk. This is partly the way how white men conquered American Indians, with firewater, smallpox and measles. And a little bonus, alcohol actually makes you colder, not hotter or warmer. It might make some people look hotter, but that's not the point. You get the warm sensation because your veins are diluted, but it also means that you are losing a lot of body heat. That is a reason why many homeless people in cold countries won't make it through the winter. So finishing on this happy note, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, either reach out directly to me or comment under the video. See you next time.